Okay.
All right, we're rolling. Everything's cool. Everything's all right. Today we have a special guest on JDTC. The first lady of JDTC.
The second. Taylor's the first, but remember?
No, first lady's like the president's wife.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
You want to start over?
No. We're doing fine, man.
Okay.
It's all good. All right, today we're going to talk about, and we've thought about this a while, this is a theory that has a lot of stuff that makes you lean one way or the other, I think.
Right.
The accident theory. Now, I think one reason you probably might lean toward it is the day at the lake.
Definitely.
Right?
Yep.
It ain't every day you go to the lake. I'm sure if you look at the statistics, accidents at the lake are probably not as infrequent as you would think.
Right.
Wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
I know you hear about people going under and never coming back up again. Quite a lot around our region.
Yeah.
I think there's like, what, 6, 10 a year probably?
Yeah. Especially in Hinton. What is that?
Yeah,
called?
there's a dam near us in Hinton, and it's pretty dangerous. They said one time that scuba divers went down there, right? And they seen catfish the size of pickups, like small pickup trucks.
Huge.
I've seen big ones though, man. They got a bait shop right before you get there. And they got like people that's caught their fish. I guess they check them in there.
Mm-hmm.
And they took pictures of tons of fish. Man, they got one that's on the tailgate. Its tail's hanging off one end and its head's hanging off the other. It's a little truck, but still, man, that's a huge fish.
Maybe if they couldn't find them, maybe one of them swallowed it and spit it back out.
Yeah, I don't know.
Never know.
Yeah. You could have like a, what's that, Jonah
Mm-hmm.
situation go on.
Yeah.
The driver, if the divers are telling the truth. Anyway, I think the lake is definitely a pro toward it could have been an accident.
Definitely.
We're both agreed on that, right?
Yep.
Especially
unsupervised or if they weren't watching summer closely.
Yeah, and then, you know, something adds to the lake accident theory a lot, too, is Hunter's, what do you call it? Recollection of summer going under.
Yeah, he even admits that.
Well, he says it.
Right.
Candace denies any of that.
Yeah, which is really strange.
The odd choice of outfits.
Definitely.
I think that adds to the accident theory, because that just, you wouldn't think if you was going to plan to put an outfit on somebody, it would be one that made it look crazy because it was out of season.
Right.
Right?
Yep. And if you're planning to go to the water and get your little girl dress, you take her bathing suit, you usually take her a change of clothes. I don't think they did that, did they?
And a towel.
Yeah.
I never heard no mention of a towel, did you?
No.
And you know, if she left the house with the bathing suit, then you're thinking she planned on her getting in the water.
Right.
So why not bring none of the rest of that stuff with
Yeah.
you? That's a good point, man. I didn't even think about that. You're doing all right for your first time. You're going to make me look dumb. It's going to be Brandie's true crime in a minute. Well, this back to the lake again, pointing toward possible accident, I think, is the beverage that they had and the medication they picked up.
Definitely.
Right? Anytime you add anything into the mix like that, I'm sure that your odds of an accident go.
Yep.
Right?
Yep, definitely.
What I was thinking.
Yep.
You know, that's the majority of it for like the lake thought of the accident. You know, I don't want this to run forever. Where are we at? Man, it ain't too bad so far. Y'all got some time, don't they?
Yep.
The house. I would call it a danger minefield.
Yeah. The pictures I've seen, definitely.
The refrigerator. I've heard of that happening too. Kids getting stuck in old refrigerators.
Mm-hmm.
You ever heard of it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hide and seek or something, and they don't know they're in there and get stuck. Yep.
Yeah. So I'm thinking that's a possibility.
Definitely.
You know, and for the people that think none of this even happened on this day, what about mowing grass and letting her chase the lawnmower?
Yeah, that's crazy dangerous. Definitely.
Has Taylor ever been outside while I mowed the grass?
No.
Has Taylor ever been outside when I weeded?
No.
Why would you do that? That's unnecessary risk. I've mowed grass a billion times. I used to mow my grandma's for how long? 5 years?
5 or 6.
Hers, ours, my mom's occasionally. I can't tell you how many times I've flung a rock or something, and I'm careful. I ain't just out there loosey-goosey.
Yeah.
And, you know, these are manicured yards, too, so it's not like how they got stuff everywhere.
Nails and rocks and glass.
Could you imagine all the projectiles in that yard?
Yeah.
It's wild, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. Then, what's your call on letting little girls run around where little boys are driving dirt bikes?
That's bad parenting, definitely. Especially...
You can't do that.
No.
You know, because there's like 2 different elements. You have the danger of the boy being so little, he can't control the motorcycle perfect, I'm sure. Then you got some are chasing behind them. I mean, it raises those odds. Especially when it's a little kid. I would feel a little better if at least it was an adult.
Definitely.
Right?
Yep.
I still wouldn't let it happen. Don't get me wrong.
No.
The staircase. What's your thoughts on the staircase?
It was a dangerous staircase. I don't know. I was going to say something I shouldn't say or get.
Watch it. Don't get us edited.
So, but it was not a good thing. I've never seen somebody have a staircase like that.
It was tricky, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I seen a better shot of it the other day. It's not. I always pictured it like basically a ladder.
Right.
But it's actually just a little bit of step out, but it's steep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because when they went down there, Chris and Candace, they had a duck, so it's real low too, going down the stairs.
How many broken bones would you have right now if that staircase was in our house?
About 20, probably.
Brandie has a hard time with stuff.
Mm-hmm. Clumsy.
Snow, ice, rugs.
I fell twice same day, same sidewalk.
Yeah.
Fell. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had to go to court because some dude broke into our house, right? Well, Brandie's walking in and kershmoosh right on that butt. I think that jinxed us at court. They let the dude go because we were 5 minutes late.
Yeah.
Because they had, there was a 2-hour delay for school, right? We ended up having to take the kids with us. And then little did we know, the road was covered in ice. It was so slick. Anyway, dude got off because we were 5 minutes late. Oh, I was so mad.
Yeah, me too.
So mad. This dude come into our house.
That's another story. That's probably a good story one day.
Yeah, we'll tell you that story one day. It's crazy. I'll tell you something else about it too you really won't believe later. Staircase, mowing, fridge, dirt bikes. You know, and a medication still available around the house too, so that kind of floats both locations, I think, right?
Yeah, definitely.
The swing. Now, I personally don't think there's nothing wrong with that swing.
Right.
I would let my little girl swing on it. But, you know, crazy shit can happen no matter what. You can't just put them in a bubble.
Mm-mm.
So, you never know. I tell you what, she got pretty high on that swing, man. If she would have went, if she would have launched when she was strung out, she got hurt pretty bad, probably. But, like I said, I'm not going to.
No.
It's a swing, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Definitely.
Now we're going to go to the cons of the accident theory. What I think points away from it. Candace's total denial of it. some 6+ months later, I think she would have given it up by now. I swear. As big as this has got, you would think you definitely have to unload it by now.
Mm-hmm.
This is what really happened.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, and they...
Especially if the boys had something to do with it. You know, she'd probably throw them under the bus.
By now?
Yeah, before herself.
Well,
What do you think?
You gotta be careful how you swing people.
Well,
yeah.
I'll say no more.
Well, I mean, I ain't gonna say that, but I'm gonna say that I think the boys would have given it up by now as long as they've been away from it.
Yeah. And they've done interviews with them and stuff. So, and they might have. The information just might not be out there. You know, they might be working on a larger case.
Yeah, possibly. So, possibly.
Definitely.
Bigger operation.
Mm-hmm.
It's really hard to cover up an accident.
Definitely.
Because you have no pre-planning. It's something that just happens. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Even the smartest of the bad dudes got caught eventually. And they planned it. So, to not have any opportunity to plan any part of an accident and cover it up 6 months later, it'd be hard.
Yeah.
Now, I know a lot of people keep coming at us with the footage from that day ain't from that day. Well, if it ain't TBI knows that, and maybe that's why they haven't charged for what Brandie was saying.
Right.
They're looking for bigger fish to fry. But we got to go with, from what we know, it was that day. Okay? So, where was I at? I don't get myself lost now. Oh, it's really hard to cover up an accident. Yeah.
Definitely.
And that's if it's that day. I think whatever happened that day, simply because that would have been enough to made an arrest, given a false statement, you know, something.
Yeah.
Unless they're letting things ride because they're looking for bigger fish, like we said.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, here's one reason I got against it being an accident too. I think no matter how naive anybody could be, they would all know about it in that house.
Mm-hmm.
Correct?
Yeah.
And I don't see Don keeping it quiet this long if he wasn't responsible or involved for somebody else. Do you? You think he's going to do that for Candace?
No.
6 months of covering it up?
No. And as much as he wants to talk about everything, you think it would slip something. You know? So.
Yeah. I feel like it was an accident. TBI would have figured it out by now. Yeah. And that's, like I said, we're going with it happened that day. Because you'd have to move the body. There'd be so much stuff to try to cover this up. I think TBI would have caught him on something.
Definitely.
You know?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it was definitely June 15th. I'm not saying that. But, you know, for the argument's sake, we have to pick a date. You know what I'm saying? To really work it out. And Don and Candace's history of arrests. They ain't got away with a ton because they got charges out the wing.
Yeah.
Don't they?
Yeah. Definitely.
Anyway, I don't know, man. At one time, I was really high on the accident theory. I think I'm not as convinced now. What do you think?
I agree, because this is bad, but I don't think they're smart enough to cover it up. Really. Something would have came out or slipped, I think.
I think by now, too. Yeah. So that's our spiel on the accident theory.
Yeah.
I mean, you look hot today. I know I do. Looking all right.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see you guys later.
Bye.